capacity as Harare City SME Committee Chairperson. But to our listeners who might be listening in now, we are talking about a fire outbreak, and it's another fire outbreak that occurred in Glenview 8 at the SME complex. So there were various issues there, and I'll open up now, Councillor. Take us through exactly what happened, what caused the fire this time, and maybe even a history, of this place and the fires that we record each and every year, around about the same time, incidentally.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think this is now the 9th time to explain these fires in Glenview Area 8. But recently, the recent one, we had a tour about 2 days ago, the day after the fire. What we've established, or the information that I got from our fire brigade, the carpenters on site, and the chairperson of the complex, they said throughout the day they didn't have electricity. So when the ZESA switched on the electricity, that's when they started noticing that there is fire coming out at the sofa, which was at the boundary of the complex. This is where the ZESA line passing through, and the carpenters are taking that, are connecting the electricity from that ZESA line at the boundary. So this is what I got from both the carpenters on site, the chairperson at the Glenview Area Complex, and also fire brigade. We have also mandated ZESA to do their own investigations, and they are yet to give us the full details of what happened. But this is the information that I got for now.
Tell us about the damage, extent of damage, if any. Were any people injured? And what loss was suffered in that way, if any?
No, thank you. No one was injured, but I think about 5 or so traders were affected. We want to thank the fire brigade for their response. Even the city of Harare, we had to provide about 50,000 liters of water. As we are aware, in Glenview Area 8, they don't have fire hydrants. All the fire hydrants in the complex have been vandalized. But on top of that, there's no access by the fire brigade. They've put up the fire from the residential side. So this is the tragedy that we are supposed to correct as we move towards restoring order at the complex.
I have so many. So there was no water. Where did the water come from? You talked about 60,000 liters of water.
50,000 liters of water.
50,000 liters.
Yeah. I'm saying when the fire brigade responds to any fire outbreak, in those tankers we have water. But for us, for those tankers to refuel soon after putting out the water, they are supposed to connect through what we call fire hydrants. If you drive around Harare, you will see more like chipani or chisimbi chakanyozi H ne yellow. That's a fire hydrant.
That's a fire hydrant.
It's throughout Harare.
Okay.
But most of the people want to. So we've been trying with some awareness to say this is a fire hydrant. So those fire hydrants are in every place throughout Harare, including Area 8 complex.
But Mataura, Councillor, I know there's need to confirm. Obviously, after investigation, it was the fire brigade Mataura. Now we have illegal connections. As the SME committee, say, and how can we address it? Kusada kubhadhara magetsi here, makapenda vakuita ma-electrician in the case that you are saying kuti ndo vakakonekta magetsi, chii chiri kunyasa kuitika?
Yeah, challenge ndeyekuti in every place where council is not heavily involved to put order, you normally see such type of things. Because ibasa re council tineinonzi planning department, any city architect, the role of the planning department is to make sure that there is a proper planning. The city architect, they are the ones who approved the structures. So in the absence of that, you see but at the complex we are talking about nearly 4,000 people. One 4,000 people who are working in a bend, in a thinners, in a chakasiana, but my generator and petrol and diesel. On what you put, they are so dust. So these things, without a regulation, it poses a threat to both the carpenters, their property, even the nearby residents. So this is an issue. But of late, we have been having issues with the Glenview area carpenters. As we are aware, I've said it before, for the last 4 years, those carpenters as Glenview area has been trading for free. No one is paying anything to council.
But why? Before you, Mr. Minders, you couldn't say Jakadaro, never sit kumiskwa.
A reason was that we've been engaging various stakeholders, which include government, various political parties, because there was serious politicization of that trading market. It's happening also even in CSO, in Ngadziore and so forth. So the issue of politicizing trading markets do affect intervention in council, so that innovate a proper process to make sure there is order and also there is proper planning. But of late, after I assumed my role as chairperson recently, even before that, we've also tried to engage. But at the Glenview area complex, currently there is now a new committee, which is chaired by Outbreak. We have tried to knock sense to Outbreak together with this committee, and we are glad to plan a progress toward restoring order. They even agreed to pay to council. And the end time this week, both the council, Minister of Police, cashiers, they are going to be on Glenview Area 8 to register everyone. The reason being, our plans, we are supposed to relocate all the vendors to another place so that we can actually upgrade the market. So before that, we are supposed to make sure that we take stock of all the current traders who are at Glenview Area 8 so that we avoid the manipulation or even corruption. So this process is going to take place this week or early next week, but most likely from what the information I got today, the information is that they are going to make sure that the registration is going to take place this week so that we have details of every trader. And as we are aware, according to the SMS policy, every trader who is trading in Harare is supposed to have an SMS approval. Is supposed to have a membership, which is $10 a year. So all those people are supposed to make sure that they register through the city. But for the traders, which is the few traders who were affected about 3 weeks ago, and the recent ones, those ones are exempted for this current period in paying those $10 because we can't punish them twice because already we're going to share my start so that they can see. So these are things that we are trying to do. But the rest, we are going to make sure that they re-register. We check database and also pay their yearly subscription $10. Then from there, they are also supposed to contribute towards their monthly leases, but not now, soon after the construction of the new market.
Let's talk about this new market and with particular focus on infrastructure. Ndiri kufarira kuti pane urongwa ihwohwe kuti pange pachishandika under safe conditions, iwawo ma-fire hydrants, ma-ventilation spots, the connections emagetsi as well. We've heard that there are those plans, you also mentioned them, to relocate Glenview area SME traders from Glenview area 8 to area 3 as Baduze Neba Chairman's grounds. How far are we with that? Tava Papi in terms of that, and why is this new location better than Pavari Papo and Tirikutere Pavari Papo? Panga pakanaka kungoti pawandirwa nevanhu kana kuti pagara pasina zoning yezviri kuitika ipa.
No, thank you very much. As we are aware, after the recent outbreak, not this one, the Yakaika 3 weeks ago, government, through Ministry of Law Government, declared national disaster. So when that declaration, it means that everything is supposed to be agents, but water efficiency kuti batsire vanhu. So government departments, council departments, mapurisa, everyone, we've been having meetings and meetings to address this issue. So takaita tour yokutsvaga my places. Initially we have 3 sites. We had a site, a home industry in Glenview 1. We also had a land which was earmarked for flats close to Ngadziore. We also have another land which belongs to Old Mutual close to High Glen. And that particular land, which is 5 hectares, which is meant for a council secondary school. But after assessing the situations, Taita Matoa with everyone involved, we later on settled for that Glenview 3 Chairmanza school ground. The reason being is that the space is a bit bigger, it's not in the major roads, and also is going to accommodate almost everyone who is currently at Glenview Area 8 complex. So that when we settled for that. So we've been having meetings at the Ministry of Law Government through CPU department, and also even yesterday we had a very fruitful meeting with the PEMSEC, Permanent Secretary for Ministry of Law Government, together with other officials, where we have agreed for a roadmap so that there's order. What we are supposed to do is to make sure that we engage everyone. We are supposed to make sure that there are weekly meetings to make sure that this thing kickstarted so that at least we are able to provide a better service for our residents.
And if I get you right, Marty, three weeks ago, there was a fire at the same place.
At the complex.
At the same complex.
Exactly.
And then 2 days ago, another fire.
Correct.
Balance me on that, Councillor. Why are people continuing to go back to work Pakada?
Remember, with these economic challenges, people are looking for survival. So they're supposed to pay rentals, they're supposed to pay fees and so forth. So people are actually making sure that they want to seek to wajumba. So, but it's just as a local authority, our role is to make sure that there is order, to plan, so that we reduce my casualties, even if we have another situation. That's why we are intervening, to involve almost everyone, both in government, various departments, Mukanzo, Mapurisa, and every division.
If you're just joining us, this is the Capitalk Forum, and this evening we are speaking to Cancellor Denford Ngadziore. He is the chairman of the Harare City SMEs Committee, and with great concern we're looking into the Glenview 8 complex SME complex fires. So yet another fire a couple of days ago, just barely a few weeks ago, another fire at the same complex, and questions around safety, talked about vandalism of fire hydrants, but also more importantly, the starting of a process to register all players and ensure that they are paying the $10. Councillor Mati, $10 per zuva, $10 per mwezi.
No, registration to be a trader in Harare.
Okay, in the whole city.
In the whole city, it's more like our waiting list for the department. Everyone is supposed to make sure that they register with the city, which is $10 for the whole year.
Okay.
But for the monthly payments, it depends with the space. But for open air fruit and veg, is $15 per month, which is
on top of the $10 is once off payment.
$10 is once off registration. But for open air fruit and veg market is $15 a month.
Okay.
So one takes some domas in my veg wire. So which means it is almost ₦5 a day.
Okay.
50 cents a day.
50 cents a day.
Then for the flea markets and other people, it's about $20, $30, $25. My tax shops, $50 and so forth. So it depends with the. But for my home industries, it's also around that amount, which is $50. It's depending with the area.
I think it's also quite important at this time, and Farot, you are very well versed with the master plan. Master plan yedu, do we have zoned areas, industrial areas? Where does Glenview 8 or the Glenview 3 complex sit in terms of the master plan?
Thank you very much. Actually, in the master plan, mixed use in the sense of trying to address the current challenges, small to medium enterprises. As you can see, right now we are here in the studio, but there are about thousands of people who are trading in the streets of Harare. Those people are supposed to be allocated places to trade. So it is the responsibility of the master plan to find a way So master plan mostly people are not confused between master plan and local area plans. Master plan focused more on the city growth. There are more vendors on Rwanda town and so forth. What can we do to make sure that at least we have better facility, infrastructure facility to address the problems? While at least the local area plan mostly focus on land use, the space it such. So currently, it is the responsibility of the master plan to make sure that they address these things. So I found like Glenview area 8 and I see so and so forth. There are plans to make sure that it were modernized and also to identify more places. Then for mixed use, we are talking of more by every council property, for example. We are talking at the Faro Stadium. There are shops around the Faro Stadium. It's a playing ground at my shops. The idea is to make sure that the creator almost every facility, but small to medium enterprise. So this is what we have been trying to do. But on top of that, there are also other private players who are also we're going to encourage private players, one private land yawo. Kuti pawacha uyo achapucha Cancellor, land small to medium enterprises. Obviously, we are also going to make sure that they my incentivize so that at least more people want to know where I think you've seen it recently in town. There are many people who are subdivided their buildings into malls. This is going to go a long way in helping these people, the same way in various locations.
And concerns that, we'll wake up one day and the whole of the city of Harare is full of malls. Is that not a concern? Or is it actually capacitating SMEs to do it in that way?
Not really. Our role mainly is not for the small to medium to fight existing business. So we are going to balance. Definitely, there's no way every building is to be allowed to be a mall, because for that they are supposed to seek permit, subdivision permit through works and town planning committee. So it is the responsibility of the city. That's why we want to use my local area plan. Teachers zona area. With the area inobvumezwa. Like ungavunza ma building, wanawaka ma building, wanto kuzoti one area skavumizwa kusema flats. They are prohibited because the local area plan aivumi. So this is the same situation. It make sure the existing small to medium committee is not to fight the existing business, but also to complement, but also to address the current problems. So don't even worry. We are going to make sure that every building is going to have more. Otherwise, so obviously we're going to balance, but those things are going to be governed by the Regional Town Planning Act to make sure that there's order.
We will shortly be opening up for messages from our listeners. But Cancellor, there's the ever so present issue of health and safety, fire safety. Jagamira was saying, SME committee, do we have a manual or a policy around health and safety, around fire safety, particularly in response, even if it's a reaction to these continued fires?
I think, as you are aware, where your country is staying, there's a bill every month regards the emergency services. That bill mainly, if I'm not mistaken, a bill, one thing emergency services is for my ambulance only. No, it's a bill anything related to my emergency services. For example, my fire tenders, my tinge and mamoto, they are cut also EPAP. Then also my ambulance, they are also cut out. Then I find my fire extinguisher, my inspection, and because every building is supposed to comply. Nechi, ne fire brigade. So all these things, we budget improvement very soon, because we now have that fund through that levy. But for the meantime, because the Satana police, but the relevant committee, which is Health, Disaster and Risk Management Committee, is going to sit down very soon. But Sirana, the Ministry of Government, CPU. Reason being, currently, if there is a national disaster, I want to give an example. If there's a national disaster, the ministry through CPU will a declaration. Vango Moanwam Kuru CPU, Avamiri anyone to take action. Want to see there are funds that are available, Zoto Shanda, because there's an emergency. But under our current situation, Tine committee, Ramirama disaster. But the challenge that we are having is that our procurement system, even Pakata disaster, we are supposed to follow that long process. So government through the CPU department and the committee council, we are going to sit down very soon. Measures, man. So that my emergency service and I got so far in my account for 5 months. It should go on a contributor. But our procurement process is not remain. So we have tried, but at the end of the day, we're going to see changes very soon.
Okay, and I would have thought COVID was a lesson. Kapaya, there was need to act quickly, but perhaps it's a conversation for another day, Cancel. And I like what you've said. Maybe Tinozo, we are told procurement processes as well in relation to city business. But coming back to our topic of discussion, we've got some messages that are coming in. We're also live on our Facebook page at Capitalk FM. Do send us your messages. Panau yatiri kukurukura. So sekuru baba Faye says hanzi manzwira andaita ndeyekuti hapana kana zvinyorwa zvevanhu vari kuita mabasa avo paGlenview 8 apo yatinoti database. Nemhaka yei pasina urongwa hwakadai ipo pachigara pakaitika dambudziko irori nguva nenguva. Kansela ndofunga matotaurawo kuti kanenge kake chinaini ndizvo.
Database riripo last year 2024 pakapinda new committee yabaglenview area 8 takaita database vanhu vese vakabhadhara $10 tikatotono vanhu almost 4,000 who are in council database paglenview area 8 but changa chiri kuleka monthly subscription because takasata tasopedzerana in terms of what we are supposed to do, but because in database last year we are now in 2025 muna August, we can't use that database for the relocation of people. For example, mwakafa mwakaenda kumusha mwakuchitungwiza mwakwamutare, so there's need for tichinge latest database revanhu vari existing so that vanhu ivavo tichinge tazovaita relocate vakuzodzoka pavakwa apaiti noise. You have seen pakaita Mbare market pakuita vanhu vamaselemi 5566 from one family ne one address. That corruption did to avoid. That's why we are going to register everyone now. Muna existing now.
Gilbert Biriadin Easley says, if this fire was caused by an electrical disorder, why is it that Glenview home industry yearly this happens? So I guess another person, that's the big elephant in the room. Over and over and over and over. And surely if it's Mageti, can we not have a stopgap solution in the meantime? Was 2 weeks and barely again it happens. Are there any plans of having a stopgap measure?
The
in
plans,
the meantime.
We have resolved that long back. The plan is to relocate people.
Relocation.
The place here, Glenview area 8, cannot accommodate 5,000 people or 4,000 people. So the plan is to make sure that it's a re-plan. Then wiring yema gates, you need to go proper. It's like in Mbakwe Mimika. I'm waiting my gates without involving electrician. Pranum passage, mini wire. One month of Wago, and then the Captain Glenview area 8 in Nezuro. We don't farm us, we don't take a tamp. It's not gonna be Kufaro. I saw it even when I picture on Facebook. So these are the dangers of the repo. By Ntrukutini, issue of overcrowding is another issue. There also issue also at one time issue negligence, or even you can get a temper or neighbor property. Because at one time others were saying, I think people are also piece of evidence. But obviously that information is not even proved. But these are the things that has been going around in the complex. But the recent one, in my view, was it happened not to seek early morning, so I don't believe it has something to do with that. But the correct position is that Glenview area 8 mune disorder, wanakawanda mune disorder, muna proper planning as instead in the regional town planning.
Okay. Wellington Gonye says, I smell arson. Criminal activity. But again, are the police looking into this issue, or is just the fire brigade a fire report? Is there any criminal action that will be taken or anything being looked into?
A criminal, obviously, it happened. Even negligence, negligence, we know kuti pakatwa Mbare recently Mbare vanhu vakasungwa kuzi vakadzia moto hanzi vakadzia moto kusvika vadini vakotsira and then it ended up yadini yaspread, but zvadaro zvaitika zvakadaro, then millions of dollars were lost. So obviously pakadaro ipapo unongosina choice than kutosunga because negligence started zvazvo. But under the current circumstances yafanira Glenview area 8, obviously mapurisa vanga kutora ma statements, fire brigade was also there, zesa yakazouya ikatora ma statements. So all these things, even my statement also vanhu vangari paground vakawitnessa, but kuzoagree kuti izotoita sei, what is the problem, obviously. But at the end of the day, responsibility is also of Harare, we are the planning authority, we are also the allocating authority. This no allocator, this no plan. So but because of serious protesting of that market, delays, But we are glad with that progressive new committee about Glenview Area 8. We're going to see changes.
Okay. Nyams is saying Anzi Dimdara Nyams, and he wants to know. I think Vangavari mu database remember Taura Cancellor. So is he going to have to pay another $10 to register? Could he have a part of the new database?
Very correct. The registration at 2024.
Yagato lapse.
Yagato lapse.
Okay.
We are talking of registration at 2025. Because that $10 is a yearly payment. Our idea is to help us as a city to know kuti mu city muno tine mavenda mangani. It helps patinogadzira mabudget esite of Harare. It also helps patinogadzira planning. Kuti patinokuplana nyaya dzema SMEs vamburi mangani ende vangani iva vaita nezvei, so that peta set ma policy nekuplanning nebudget tinenge tiri aware. So registration is supposed to be a must. Either unepokutengesera pa legit or hauna, everyone is supposed to make sure that andopokutengesera adi register. It's more like our waiting list. So that registration date no shandisa pakuzoallocate. We won't allocate anyone
You're
a market
from your waiting list.
Exactly.
Okay.
We won't allocate anyone usina registered.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Will there be a cutoff then for people to get on board, a grace period of sorts?
Yeah, there's a grace period. I'm yet to check what it says, but obviously there's a grace period. Most it used to be maybe 25 January, if I'm not mistaken, for every year.
All right, okay. And this one is coming from Amy, who says the council says it plans to move Glenview Area 8 traders to Glenview 7. Is this a permanent solution?
It's a permanent solution to build a modern, bigger, orderly market.
But that will be located there permanently?
No, it's a temporary location.
I see.
Yeah. The land is a secondary school site.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the ground zero, have you identified where this will be?
Ground what?
Ground zero, where you're going to then have the permanent market.
Permanent market is going to be that the existing Glenview Area 8 complex.
Oh.
Yeah. You parikuchwa, upachanga pa permanent market.
Mutu azoita se uti pasacha futi.
Because there's going to be order. There's going to be involvement in planning. Planner. After planning, actually, you my drawings. Write my drawings, fire brigade, you approve. There's going to be my fire hydrant. There's going to be passage, fire brigade. Then also, even not put a chair, I name also my smoking rooms, one or two things, so that at least when I'm going to put a donate. Then my floors, I have to make sure the panga clean one. Then my soul dust, I just watch the so all those things, every department, both the government, my police, fire brigade, planning, surveying, everyone, they're going to put their head so that at least there's going to be order. But on top of that, as I already said before, paint, my sawdust, even petrol, my generators. So all those is my danger. It's my danger. So because I have proper planning, all those things, my measures. Then also even my inspection is currently they cannot even inspect on anything because they are order.
All right. Another listener, I think it's the last message we'll take as we wrap up. Why doesn't the SME committee just consider a new site altogether? Why does it have to be pa Glenview 7? Ipapo Janzi already murukuti hapas kukwanisa ku accommodate vanhu vari ipapo pari overcrowded.
No, we are not saying after planning apa accommodate one. According to my drawings, ataka agree both in the government, the ministry, the council, patanga pa ground floor and first floor, so that my showroom pokutengesera pokuti my clients anoyachiona zvinenge zviri padenga, then vanhu vachiweza, then kuita also even in my areas zvanga in my kitchen, so that I would only mix in among my areas, so that the planning iyoyo ichasorova zvakawanda, because currently kuna vanoveza obva vato display ipapo, but my display achanga ine side asati ari padenga, then vachiwezera pasi, then also paine footpath. And also plan. These are the designs that we saw that will be agreed, both council and government.
Okay, so it's at an advanced stage.
Correct.
Exciting. So as we wrap up the conversation, what would you have to leave with our listeners? Pamwe, there are players in the SME market as well. Pamwe vakatochirwa nezvinhu kana kuti vakatarisira kuona kuti zvichabuda sei registrations zao going forward. What message would you have to leave?
Yeah, message ninde kuti vese vari markets, especially Glenview area, those who are affected. Vanhu ngawaite pension necouncil, ngavacomply necouncil. Council ndiyo planning department, zvakare ndiyo inoallocata. Chechipiri ngavasupport size ma trading markets. kana uine politics dzaunoita kwaunobva dziitire wakumba asi wapa market uzive kuti that land belong to council ine zvakare ichibhadharwa. You don't expect council kuuya ichidzima moto paunoshandira mahara. You don't expect council kuuya ichidini ichitsokera marara paunoshandira mahara. You don't expect council kuti provide water paunoshandira mahara. So all these things supposed to be followed and complied by everyone. But above all, we are not going to area the council any permanent solution that we have communicated. We are engaging, we are working well with the committee to make sure that everyone is involved, both the government, council, provincial minister, ministry, everyone is involved. We are making sure that as a matter of urgency, there's going to be order.
That's a really good place for us to end the conversation. And a very important question you posed there, Cancellor, kuti achauya achidzima moto pausingabhadhari mari ndiani. And that's the thinking that we need to get out of our people.
I even usingabhadhari todzima because moto. You don't want to lose a life because aubhadhari. That's why we've tried to make sure that
underscore with that.
So even usingabhadhari obviously moto because unopesera watapura even asingabhadhari nanobhadhara. But at the end of the day, even asingabhadhari, that's only emergency service levy, but not ambulance baba. Even nanga tsikwane mota mu street or a street kid arwara, basa ambulance kutora munhu here for free because mari yake iri covered emergency service levy. Yeah. So obviously moto ngatsva even usingabhadhari uti
you still act as the city council.
But tozokubhila manje. Tozokubhila kana wanga usingabhadhari. Asi kana waibhadhara emergency service levy atichakubhili. It's an advantage.
Fantastic. Thank you for that clarity, Shikutenda Cancellor Ngadziore. And we look forward to the fruition of plans Edwaba Glenview 8 Panaki Paite order, and we preserve property and life.
Definitely. In 3 months' time, I think the temporary market relocation yatora shape. Then from there to Vatatora, another 6 months for that new market.
Wonderful. So it's just like 9 months.
Yeah, correct.
Fantastic. Thank you so much to our guest, that's Cancellor Denford Ngadziore, Chairman of the Harare City SME Committee, giving us a very important outlook as we were highlighting concerns over the continual fires at Glenview Area 8, and of course some of the plans that the SME Committee has to augment and organize this important and critical sector. I want to come back to you with Cancellor Ngadziore, but have a good evening. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
With that, we come to the end of the conversation. The time is exactly 7 o'clock, and it is time for the news.
Toll-free number, the Drug and Substance Abuse